from the Wetlands Golf and Country Club in the Sunshine State of Florida. This is EA Sports coverage of PGA Tour golf. Alongside Frank Novelo, I'm Rich Lerner, and partner, you and I have called a lot of rounds of golf through the years. I know there's always something that piques your interest. How about today?
Rich, every day brings you a chance to do something special. And when we get to sit in this perch, that's what I look for. And I don't want to see the head going down. I want to see that every single shot is a chance to do something special. That could be a chip. Maybe the chip goes in. Maybe it's a 30-footer that goes in. Maybe a drive gets rifled down the fairway.
That is so well done, just generating so much torque through the swing, high launch angle. That was just about perfect. Walking the course today, let's bring in Nota Begay III.
155 to the hole. Pin is very accessible here, right in the center of the green.
Just went a little bit too far and a little bit to the right, but still, anything inside 10 feet is excellent on this hole.
Yes, very well read. To 1 under now for the day. The ninth hole, Frank, is a muscular par 5, 621 yards.
You see why length is a huge advantage of this golf course, just under 7,700 yards. This hole here, another example, good tee shot, perhaps think of going for the par 5.
That is poetry in motion right there. What a golf swing, and a big drive as well. Now, from better than 300 yards out, a second to the par 5. Well, just good, solid shot right there with that 3-wood, Frank.
That's an aggressive layup, really, trying to force that 3-wood down and get it as close as possible to the green. That's 2 good shots if you can't reach the par 5.
Okay, not a bad lead. That's a good shot. A straightforward look here for birdie. Yeah, walk that one right in. That's a good putt. And it's in for a birdie. Moving on to the par 4 11th, just a little bit more than 440 yards. And that ball absolutely walloped. That is a big drive there. Gotta think this an extra half club or more as he sets for a second into the wind.
And that's a good approach shot too. Just a little left of the hole, but a good chance for birdie.
Okay, just how you draw it up. That one in for a birdie. Well, this is it, Frank, the 18th hole. And on paper, it looks like you can get this one. You can make a birdie because it's only 377 yards.
You're exactly right, Rich. Just a nice drive. Doesn't even have to be a driver here. It's going to set you up really.
That's the kind of swing you want to break down and study. Perfect tempo on the backswing, club head pointing to the target, and then just an explosion through impact. Very well done.
In my book, that's a good shot. You can really aim at the middle of just about every single green. If you did it all day long, some of those would finish up close, and you'd have plenty of birdie putts.
Nah, that's going to wander off to the right and leave maybe 2-3 feet coming back. So a tap in there. That's for par at the last. And that will write an end to the round here today. And that wraps up another great day of golf here at the Wetlands Golf and Country Club. Today, from the teeth of the dog course at the seaside Casa de Campo Resort in the Dominican Republic, this is EA Sports PGA Tour Golf. With Frank Navalo by my side, I'm Rich Lerner. Frank, as weekend golfers know, there's always part of your game that you're focused on, so I'll ask the question, what are you going to be looking at here today? Oh, that is squeezing every inch of distance out of the golf swing. That was as powerful as you're going to see. Pin in the back left today as he'll stare down this second to the par 4. Here we go.
That's a good shot, and more importantly, too, a green in regulation, so birdie chance.
That's going to scoot a foot or two by.
So from the fairway to the green, 2 putts and in. That's a good, solid par here at the first.
So this second hole is just under 400 yards, a par 4. You see that bunker, the natural area to the left. That's the trouble. 275-yard drive, though. You know you had that. It'll cover it. That is so well done, just generating so much torque through the swing, high launch angle. That was just about perfect. So after that bomb of a drive, this his second to the par 4. Okay, a little left to do, but safely on the green. 12 feet still to go.
It is early, but he kind of needed that one. Had to take advantage here, and he did just that.
And just a little bit more than 500 yards, so not terribly long. It is obviously reachable in 2, And it is also your first real ocean view of the round. You're going to enjoy it even more if you make that birdie or eagle. And that will be more than adequate. It's safely into the fairway. Has to be thrilled with that second shot here to the par 5. Frank got everything out of that.
Yeah, did well just to advance the ball so far down the fairway. And now a fairly straightforward third shot. Two good shots on this par 5. Leaves that simple little chip, and that was beautifully played.
Okay, he'll finish that off from a couple of feet away, and that is a birdie. This is a good par 4 right here, 500 yards thereabouts, and you can see the ocean on your right. And that's a theme throughout the day. You want to see the ocean. You want to enjoy the ocean. You don't want to be in the ocean, at least while you're playing this round. He's got his game face on now. That's safely into the right portion of the fairway. Just over 160 yards still to go here for this second.
Jack Nicklaus always told me hole high, that was the goal. Little left, but hole high and inside 10 feet. Well done.
This a little under 10 feet for birdie. Yeah, can't take those for granted. Good concentration there, and it's in for a birdie. And now our first par 3 of the day, the 5th. So good mix of holes to start the round. You see the ocean on the left, and the green looks tiny sitting next to that Caribbean. It is a really small target here. This is an excellent challenge. Okay, that's on the green, but this carries well past the flagstick, so a long putt coming up. Yeah, he had a pretty good run at that, but it won't go down. Still pretty good from there. Nearly a birdie, but par is all he'll have to show for it. Yeah, this is where the golf course really opens up, and you can feel the breadth of the beauty of where you are. Teeth of the dog on the coastline of the Dominican Republic. This 6th hole is a good par 4. It's around 500 yards. No problems there. That's going to wind up safely in the fairway. Down on the course, let's check in with Nota Begay III.
142 yards left to the hole. Pin sitting on the left half of the green.
It might have been perhaps a little conservative, but right in the heart of the green.
That's well done. It's birdie to move to 4 under now on the day.
You know, par 3 like this, the 7th, when you stand on the tee box, first thing you want to do is just look around and appreciate exactly where you are, because there aren't many places like it in the world. The next thing you want to do is focus on the task at hand. And this one, it's a challenge.
And that one not on the green, but not a terrible spot either. Sitting up in the short grass. Clean lie here for his second to the par 3. This from 7 feet. Okay, can't take putts that length for granted, but that's in for a par.
Here we are at the par 4/8. It's just over 400 yards, but it isn't so much about the number on the card. It is about the breathtaking view and the shot you're going to have to hit over the Caribbean. Up ahead, just off the green, is the famous Pete Dye plaque. It says, quote, "Bury me in a..."
That is poetry in motion right there. What a golf swing, and a big drive as well. A pretty ideal wedge distance here, 95 yards for his second.
Oh, that was a good strike. Took it straight at it, too. That one bounce and check. Well played.
He's been automatic on this front side. This for birdie. You bet. Easy as can be. That's in for birdie.
Well, right about now, after the holes you just played, you're saying, wow, that was something to see. You're going to feel even better if you can walk off this challenging par 5 ninth, about 600 yards, with a birdie or eagle.
It all looks so simple when you're going good, doesn't it? And that is yet another solid drive.
That second shot got all the way down by the green, but in the bunker. So we'll have to see what the explosion shot can do from here. Really need a birdie right now.
Pretty good. All that remains for a birdie 4.
Chance now for another birdie. Nothing to it. Well done. It's a birdie here at the 9th.
Starting this backside with a relatively gentle par 4. The 10th is about 400 yards, and this is where we start inland, but don't worry, we're going to get you back out toward that Caribbean in just a few holes.
So, he's actually human. A fairway miss. That one goes into the rough. I wonder what's going to happen next.
Oh, is that any good? Perfect.
That was tracking pretty well, too. That could have gone in for the same price.
Disappointment there. We'll brush it in, and that'll be just a par.
Here's another pretty big par 5. In fact, the second 600-yardish in the last 3 holes. And like the other par 5s here, chance at an eagle if you hit a big drive.
And that ball absolutely walloped. That is a big drive there.
Normally they stick a tee in one end and a flag in the other. You're advanced the way. But that second shot on this par 5, that completely took the green out of play. Airmailed. That is a big mistake.
Oh, man, absolutely can do no wrong. Dialed in, and that is an eagle, and this is a spectacular round of golf.
This par 4 12th is pretty straightforward, a bit under 500. It's just all about airing out the big stick. Good poke here, sets you up for a second shot. You'd be happy to walk out with a 4, but a couple of good ones and maybe it's birdie.
Really starting to make a hard game look easy. Drive after drive has been superb. And this one, well, as we like to say, is in the mayor's office. And a good iron shot, just not quite as close as what we'd all want to finish, but still.
Now this for another birdie.
Well, and he's had great conversion on putts like this. Even when he's not close to the hole, he's left himself with very makeable opportunities.
Oh, needed just a little bit of a turn, but that will somehow stay right on the edge. That's so nearly a birdie, but par is all he'll have to show for it.
This is the first par 3 on the back. It is not as visually stunning maybe as some of the other par 3s, but it is challenging. You need to be accurate with your tee shot here. You can see it's almost an island with that bunkering around the green.
And this is going to roll off the back of the green, but it's going to end up in a good spot.
Now a second to this par 3.
Boy, nothing seems to phase this guy. He's been rock solid all round long, and he comes away with a par.
14th is a pretty short par 5. This is a good chance to put a 4, maybe even a 3 on the card as you head into the teeth. I'm about to say the teeth of this back 9, teeth of the dog, right? Some of the great holes.
That's the kind of swing you want to break down and study. Perfect tempo on the backswing, club head pointing to the target, and then just an explosion through impact. Very well done. Good shot that is. Home and 2 on the par 5. Remember, made eagle earlier in the round, Frank. That may be a chance for a second.
I know we can't call it a double eagle, but talk about aggression in these par 5s. Way to stand up there and just hit the shot.
Here's another one of those holes where you just want to soak it all in. You want to stand on the tee box, stare at the Caribbean, and then you realize, I have work to do. That's a lot harder hitting that tee shot.
Oh, that is squeezing every inch of distance out of the golf swing. That was as powerful as you're gonna see. So from a little more than 70 yards, this is second. Maybe not what you're hoping for from that number, but no damage. It's on the green. Birdie putt coming up, and we go to Iona Stephen.
And this really is an ideal spot to take a run at this. I don't see much of anything that's going to influence the golf ball.
Oh, yes. Really impressive right there. That goes down for a birdie.
Well, here it is. This is one of the most famous par threes in the world. The 16th here at Teeth of the Dog. This is the tee box where really you just want to drop a bag of balls, 50, 60 balls, and just have at it. You only get one. Let's see what you do with it.
Boy, that one was coming in hot, and it winds up carrying over the back of the green.
He's been good all day around the greens. This is second.
Oh, would you expect anything less with the way things are going? Everything is dropping right now, even balls from off the green.
Almost as magnificent as that par 3 16th, the par 4 17th. It's one hole after the next here, and this is one of those where your buddies are going to ask you after the round, hey, what'd you do at 17? Let's see if you have the answer.
Once again, another great tee shot. I'm starting to wonder how low can you go? And the driving has been simply superb.
Oh, this is straight at it. It's a really good line.
No, it's a decent-sized green. It's not bad, just a little past the hole.
10-foot putt left. He'll say he should have made that. Disappointment there. He'll brush it in, and that'll be just a par.
Now the finishing hole here at Teeth of the Dog, Casa de Campo, one of the strangest golf holes you will see, complete with a runway going right through it. A siren would go off when a plane was approaching up until night.
Ooh, some big drives today. That might be the biggest of the bunch. From the fairway nota, this is second.
Staring at 142 to the hole. Pin is on the front left part of the green.
That ball was sitting up beautifully on the fairway too, and the strike was just delightful, but a little too much spin, but still inside 10 feet.
That's going to slide on by. So a bit of a letdown here at 18, but it is a par, and that will just miss being around in the 50s.